All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome 10th grade students and parents, and welcome to our 10th grade parent and student night. My name is Dr. Ricky Papandrea, and I'm proud to serve as the Director of School Counseling and Testing here at the Huntington Union Free School District. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to join us tonight. As we know, 10th grade is a pivotal year in the student's high school journey. It's a time for building strong academic habits, exploring future opportunities, and laying the groundwork for what lies ahead in the junior and senior years. Tonight, we will aim to equip you with the key information and tools to support that journey. Our program will begin with a presentation highlighting some important topics specific to this year, including academic planning, college and career readiness, and available resources to support both students and families. Following the presentation, you'll have an opportunity to break out into smaller sessions where you can meet directly with your student school counselor. These sessions are designed to address questions more personal and provide guidance tailored to your students' goals and interests. We are excited to collaborate with you as partners in your child's success, and your engagement and support are crucial, and we are here to guide you every step of the way. So let's get started. Just want to introduce our school counseling team here at Huntington High School. We have Dr. Ali, school counselor, Ms. Alviero, school counselor, Ms. Bonilla, school counselor, Mrs. Bernoni, school counselor, Mrs. Hernandez, school counselor, Mr. Lashin, school counselor, Mrs. Spillane, school counselor, and Mrs. Walsh, school counselor in College and Career Center. Tonight we're going to be going through a couple important topics for 10th grade year, including New York State diploma requirements, academic support available here at Huntington High School, how to get involved, guidance online platforms, the importance of homeschool communication, college and career readiness, going over the 10th grade action plan, reviewing standardized tests for college admittance, and post-secondary planning. So a couple things about the New York State diploma requirements. There's been a lot in the news lately about potential changes to these diploma requirements. However, currently these are the diploma requirements that all students in New York State are required to complete in order to graduate high school. So to earn a New York State diploma, students must meet the credit and exam requirements. These requirements are separate and distinct and do not happen simultaneously. Students need to take a total of 22 credits over the course of several different courses, as well as passing a number of Regents exams. For a Regents diploma, you need to pass 5 Regents exams, and for a Regents diploma with advanced distinction, you need to pass 8 Regents exams. This is a little chart to break down the New York State graduation requirements in terms of the credits. Now, the 22 credits are a minimum. Most students graduate Huntington High School with far more than 22 credits, and these 22 credits are broken up into specific categories. So all students need to take 4 years of English and social studies. All students are required to take 3 years of math and science. However, we recommend continuing on to a 4th year of math and science. This helps build a much stronger resume for college applications and to make sure that you're fully prepared for that level of coursework once you get to college. All students are required to take a half credit of health, as well as 1 art and music credit. For the regular Regents diploma, you need 1 world language credit. And for the Regents with advanced distinction, you need 3 credits of a foreign language. All students are required to take physical education every year that they're in high school. That's a half credit each year for a total of 2 credits. And then you need a subsequent 3.5 credits for a Regents diploma to reach that 22 of electives. And for the Regents with advanced distinction, another 1.5 credits to get to that minimum of 22. However, as I mentioned, those are just minimums, and students typically go well beyond those 22 credits. In terms of the Regents exam requirements, for a regular Regents diploma, there's a total of 5 exams that need to be passed. There's 1 exam in each of the core subjects. So you have your ELA Regents, which comes at the end of 11th grade year. You have your social studies exams. There's 1 in global history in 10th grade and U.S. history in 11th. You have your Algebra 1, which most students complete in 8th grade. And then you need to have 1 science credit, which most of the times it ends up being your earth science or living environment. And that living environment is changing to biology next year. And there's no requirement for a world language exam in order to satisfy a Regents diploma. For Regents with advanced distinction, You need a total of 9 exams. That would be 8 Regents exams plus the FLB, which would be the Checkpoint B exam that was taken at the end of your 3rd year of your foreign language. And then you'll notice that in social studies you see an asterisk there by the number 2. You can actually supplement out one of these social studies Regents exams for a pathway. And we'll talk about those pathways in a minute, but there are pathways in art, CTE, CDOS, civics, STEM, and world languages that can supplement that second social studies exam. For the advanced diploma, you do need 3 years of math and pass all 3 Regents exams, so that'd be Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. And then for science, you need 2 Regents exams, 1 life science, which is your living environment / biology, and then you have one of your physical sciences, which could be earth science, chem, or physics, as well as that FLB exam that typically comes at the end of your 3rd year of your foreign language. Talking about the 4+1 pathways, so students are required to have a Regents exam in all 4 of the major subjects, 1 English, 1 social studies, 1 math, 1 science. And then there are multiple pathways that students can choose in order to get to that 5th exam. The most common way is the humanities pathway, where a student takes a second social studies exam or state-approved alternative assessment. And a vast majority of students graduate with that humanities pathway. That's your more traditional pathway for graduation in New York State. However, there is a STEM pathway where you can substitute out either the global history or U.S. history Regents in supplement of a second math or a second science Regents. There's a CTE pathway where if you're going to Wilson Tech, that you can incorporate that to supplement out one of those social studies Regents exams. There's an art pathway that includes a sequence of courses and an exam at the end for you to take. And then there's also the biliteracy pathway where the FLB can actually supplement out one of the social studies exams for a regular Regents diploma. So there are 3 different types of diplomas currently in New York State. The first is a local diploma. This typically is obtained by less than 1% of students. This typically is for students with disabilities or L students eligible for special appeals. It provides flexible option for eligible students, and they're still required to get 22 credits and have 4 to 5 Regents exams, but they have a lower threshold of a passing score, where students would get credit at a 55. Your traditional Regents diploma is a 22 credits plus the 5 Regents exams, scoring a score of 65 or higher. The eligibility is for all students and indicates readiness for college and career. And then you have your Regents diploma with advanced distinction, which we mentioned before is 22 credits with 8 Regents exams, passing all 8 of those, as well as your 3 foreign language credits. This is for all students aiming for advanced achievement and recognizes high academic success. And a vast majority of students do go on to complete the requirements for advanced diploma, which makes them much more competitive when applying to particularly SUNY or CUNY schools here in New York. There are several different types of endorsements that students can earn as well based off the scores that they receive on their Regents exams. We have the Regents diploma with honors. This indicates high academic achievement, and this achieves an average score of 90 plus on all required Regents exams, excluding any lowest scores. And the purpose is to recognize their exceptional performance. On top of being able to earn honors, students can get mastery in either math or science, and this shows proficiency in one of those 2 subjects. And they earn a score of 85 or higher on 3 math exams or 85 or higher on 3 science exams in order to get that mastery level, and it highlights their expertise within that subject. Then you have your CTE endorsement. It recognizes skills and competencies in a specific CTE program. This would be many of the programs that are offered through Wilson Tech. You complete a CTE program of study. You pass the associated technical assessment and the 5 required Regents exams, and you'd be able to get that special seal on your diploma. There are 2 different types of seals that New York State offers. One is a seal of biliteracy, which has been around for a number of years. It recognizes students who demonstrate proficiency in English and 1 or more other languages. The requirements is proficiency in English, which is passing your ELA Regents, and proficiency in a second language, passing the world language exam, or completing an approved coursework. And it validates bilingualism and biliteracy for college and career opportunities. And we all know with how the world is operating and we're becoming more of a globalized economy, that it's important in order to be successful in today's business, students having the ability to speak multiple languages. And then the newer of the seals is the Seal of Civic Readiness. It acknowledges students who demonstrate an understanding of civic knowledge and engagement in their communities. It's completion of coursework related to civic engagement, and this is embedded throughout our social studies department here at Huntington High School. They participate in service learning or civic activities, and it encourages active citizenship and community involvement. And this presentation will be available on the website beginning tomorrow, and you can click on the link there for more details regarding these particular seals as well. Students also have the option of appealing Regents scores. All New York State students are eligible to appeal a low score in a Regents exam if they meet the following criteria. They have taken the Regents exam under appeal at least 2 times. They have at least 1 score in the Regents exam under appeal within the point range approved for the appeal. So that would be a student who scores somewhere between a 60 and 64. Have taken advantage of academic help provided by the school in the subject tested by the Regents examination under appeal, meaning that the student made an effort to learn the content but was unable to successfully pass the exam. It usually involves going to extra help, attending summer school, or any of their Regents review sessions. They have passed the course for which the appeal is being sought and have been recommended for an exemption to the graduation requirement by the student's teacher, department chairperson in the subject or Regents examination under appeal. There's actually an appeal form that has to be filled out. It has to be reviewed by 3 members of the department in which the score is being challenged. Then it has to be signed by the department head of that particular department. It has to be signed by the building principal and then the superintendent of schools. So it does go through many different layers to make sure that the students meet all of these criteria. And on the left, on the right, my apologies, you have your English language learners can seek an appeal of the ELA Regents if they score between a 55 and 59. And students with disabilities are eligible for a low pass safety net option. That's if they score a 52 to a 54, because they already have a lower threshold of a 55 for those Regents exams. We do offer academic support here at Huntington High School. The best academic support would be attending the extra help sessions that teachers offer. Those are face-to-face academic supports by the subject teachers. Each teacher here is required to give extra help at least once a week. So it's important to make sure that you check out what times the teachers provide extra help if you have any questions in those subjects. And the packet that you picked up at the front contains a whole list of what the extra help times and sessions are for the teachers here. So you can refer to that packet or obviously log on to the teacher's Google Classroom to be able to access their extra help times and locations for that. There are other academic supports available as well. In consultation, the public library does offer a free online tutoring service. You can touch base with your school counselors. We have information on that to be able to provide you another service to provide writing workshops or homework help as well. One of the important things in 10th grade, and one of the things to help build a strong resume when you are attending or applying to college, is your extracurricular activities. These are typically what's going to set you apart besides your grades when applying to school. We strongly encourage all students to engage in extracurricular activities. That includes clubs or sports. And there are many benefits for participating in these extracurricular activities. One is a community connection. We have a very strong community here in Huntington, and being part of that community kind of builds that network and that trust amongst the system. And you get a strong sense of belonging within the Huntington High School community. It also helps lead to enriched experiences, involve and provides exciting opportunities that enhance students' lives while balancing rigorous coursework. And this could be anything from shadow days, field trips, experiences that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't join these extracurricular activities. Collaboration and leadership. Students can work together, foster teamwork and leadership skills, And you have the possibility of holding a leadership position within these extracurricular activities, whether it's being the president of a particular club or captain of a sports team. Those are all things that are important to highlight when you're applying to college. And as I mentioned before, it enhances your application. Participation can be highlighted in college and university applications, job opportunities, scholarships, and special programs. College admissions officers want to see a well-rounded student, not just the academics, but also someone who's actively involved within the school. And if you're able to balance those two things, that'll make your job for applying to college much easier. Another important aspect about the 10th grade year is having open communication, particularly between the student, parents, and the school counselor. We provide a variety of different ways to be able to stay in touch with the counseling center to provide updates and get additional information. So we do have guidance online platforms. In the packet, we have QR codes to join the Class of 2027 Remind page. If students are not on that page, I highly recommend it. Counselors do send out updates about scholarships and opportunities, internships, things that pop up, and you're able to receive those right on text messages to the phone. And it also offers the opportunity to send a private text message to the school counselor. So if you have a quick question, you can send a message directly to them. So the QR code is in the packet that you can scan to be able to sign up for that. We also have a guidance Google site, which is updated regularly, which has a wealth of information on there, including information about pre-registration, college applications, opportunities here at Huntington High School and beyond. And this is all an effort for effective communication. We want to make sure that you're staying informed, so we encourage families to regularly check Parent Square for important notifications and emails from school staff and administrators, such as myself. I do send out quite a few of those Parent Squares to try to keep everyone informed of what's going on here and the opportunities that present itself. And also, we want to make sure that both parents and students are engaging in the eSchool portals. Families and students should log on to the eSchool portal at least once a week to review gradebooks, quarterly progress reports, report cards, course requests, transcripts, attendance records. It's important to make sure that those records are accurate and that you address it in a timely manner. And it's important to stay on top of that portal, and it helps bridge that communication between the school and the family. Another important resource that we are going to utilize quite a bit in 10th grade and even more going into 11th and 12th is our Naviance platform. Naviance is our comprehensive college and career readiness platform designed to support students and families throughout the high school journey. Students can access Naviance via their Clever. It's an online platform for collaboration between counselors, students, and parents. And what's excellent about Naviance, it can be linked directly to the Common Application, which allows you to apply to multiple schools, hundreds of different schools, all through that platform. And Naviance allows us to send letters of recommendations, transcripts, and other documents electronically to these schools to help expedite that college application process. A couple of the key features that we're going to be taking a look at this year in 10th grade on Naviance. One is the resume builder. You want to make sure you create a professional resume that highlights your academic achievements, extracurricular activities, and work experience. It's important to have all three of those when you're applying to college. You want to be able to highlight that. So some academic achievements that you could highlight is advanced placement courses that you're taking, maybe dual enrollment classes, any sort of maybe pre-college program that you may do over the summer. You want to be able to highlight all those on your resume. Any extracurricular activities, including sports, community service, clubs, volunteerism, you want to make sure that you include all of that on there, and any work experience as well. Use templates to organize information effectively, making it easier to update as new accomplishments arise. And Naviance makes it very easy. You kind of plug in the information and it automatically loads it up into the template for you. And then you want to make sure that you're continually adding to that in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And then before you apply to college, we'll go through those resumes with you to be able to help shape what the important things to highlight for your particular college application, depending on the school and the major that you're seeking to apply for. We also have a self-discovery and interest profiler within Naviance, which is an important tool for students to kind of learn a little bit more about their own personal interests and career preferences. Students take this kind of survey or quiz through Naviance, and it helps determine what your interests are, and helps gain insight into potential career paths that align with your individual passion and skills. One of the toughest things being 15, 16 years old is trying to figure out exactly what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And Naviance helps kind of manage that and makes it a little bit easier by giving you suggestions based off of your answers to the questions within the platform. So it's important that when you're taking this that you're honest with it, and it'll provide you a wealth of information regarding potential career paths based on your responses to these questions. Another important feature of Naviance that we'll take a look at is Road Trip Nation. You can explore engaging video content featuring diverse career journeys and advice from professionals within that field. So once you kind of take that self-interest survey, and it gives you a list of careers, and you can actually do some research on some of those career paths within the Naviance platform. And it offers a wealth of information, including, as I mentioned before, the advice from professionals within the field. So it inspires exploration of different career options and the paths to achieve them through real-world stories. And lastly, all students in grade 10 should be setting sophomore goals within the Naviance platform. We set goals each year for us academically, and it's important to make sure that you update that and set a goal for yourself for 10th grade. You want to set an academic and personal goal for sophomore year, focusing on growth and future aspirations, and utilize Naviance to track the progress and adjust goals as needed, ensuring a proactive approach to high school success. One important document that I have highlighted in the packet for you is the Grade 10 Action Plan. Grade 10 Action Plan here outlines different time frames of the school year and what students should be doing to help prepare for their post-secondary journey. Has recommendations for the fall, the winter, and the spring, including meeting with your school counselor to discuss post-secondary planning, setting up possible college tours or visits as early as 10th grade, making a college wish list and talking to your 10th graders about the qualities he or she may want in a college in terms of location, price, things like that. So it's important to start having those conversations now and start planning that out. So I would review this, and it goes over the PSAT exam. All students in 10th grade will be taking the PSAT exam in the spring. Right here. So students will take the digital PSAT 10 on March 19th, 2025 here at Huntington High School. We offer it to all 10th grade students. Then we have a PSAT 10 Scores Now What workshop, which is presented by Princeton Review, which will be held on April 10th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Students and their families are welcome to attend this presentation. And then students will take the digital PSAT National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test in grade 11 in fall of 2025, typically in October. And we also offer that here at Huntington High School for all students in grade 11. And these are in preparation for the college entrance exams. Most students will take either the SAT, ACT, or both exams when applying to college. The SAT exam is a standardized test that measures students' readiness for college, focusing on skills in math, reading, and writing, with an emphasis on critical thinking and problem solving. The SAT exam, just like the PSAT exams, are completely digital, which students will take on their Chromebook devices through Blue Book, which is a platform that College Board has to make the test secure through the online platform. Students also have the option of taking the ACT exam, and this is a standardized test that assesses high school students' academic readiness for college, covering English, math, reading, science, and has optional writing sections, allowing for a broader assessment of student abilities. The ACT currently, for the next year or so, is still going to be a paper exam, but they are looking at transitioning to an all-digital format relatively soon as well. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Bernadette Walsh, our school counselor who's in charge of our College and Career Center, to talk a little bit about post-secondary planning.
So that was some heavy stuff. I don't really have a fun act to follow that, but I'll try and, give you some words of wisdom. So I work in the College and Career Center, and it's exactly that. We know that students have different paths. Close to home, further away, colleges, careers, trade schools, 2-year schools, 4-year schools, gap years, time off. My job is to work with each student individually to make sure that they get where they need to go, where they want to go, smoothly as possible. So I typically begin working with students in their junior year, but that doesn't mean a sophomore can't come and stop by. My office is down the hallway from the guidance suites in room 120, which is across from the library. It's a pretty active place right now, as I'm sure you can imagine. If you have seniors at home, if you have cousins who are seniors, friends who are seniors, you know that this is a really busy time of year. Those students who are applying to colleges are doing it right now. And so in addition to having students come on in with their families for individual meetings, we have college admissions counselors coming in to meet with students. And I'm regularly in contact with folks from trade schools, from the local union apprenticeship offices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because students are all going in all different paths. And we know that this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of process. So please keep that in mind. And while, again, this was very heavy stuff and talking about diploma types and how do we figure this all out, these are things that we can absolutely discuss with you individually because there's different concerns out there that might affect each person differently. I am the parent to 3 girls. I've got one in 6th grade, one in 9th grade, and one in 11th grade. And so you guys are sandwiched in the middle as sophomores. So to kind of just give you an idea of what we've been going through and doing with my 9th grader and my 11th grader, it kind of all started out with Naviance. It's a great tool. Everybody started using Naviance, I want to say, at Findlay. And whether you were one of those students who used it religiously or not, I'm not going to judge you. But now that you're in high school, you really need to, because it's a wonderful platform to provide career research, college research, research on military options, you name it. You have the opportunity to favorite all of your colleges that you like, careers that you like, different programs, even favorite some scholarships, so you can always go back to it. Students have accounts, parents and guardians have accounts. Parents, guardians, if you are not sure of your access codes, please reach out to us. We can certainly provide you with that information. But that's kind of where I started out with my kids, and just introducing the platform a little bit more, digging in a little bit deeper, starting to save some information, taking some of those interest inventories, which, they really are kind of fun because it gives you an idea of how you can utilize your skills best in the job market. One of the other things that I did, pro tip, create a new email address for yourselves, guys, because you will be applying to colleges, for jobs, for scholarships. And you want to make sure that you can streamline all this information coming onto your phone and getting all these pings all day long into an email account that is just for college and career readiness. So you'll be taking the PSATs in a couple of months, right? You'll create a College Board account if you haven't yet. Create yourselves a new email address now and use that for all of your research so that your inbox, that I'm sure is flooded with all your Black Friday deals and everything you're trying to get, you don't miss an email from a scholarship company. You don't miss an email from the College Board or from the ACT organization. Okay, so pro tip, let's try and do that. Road trips. Right? Visiting some colleges in person or just driving through, that's very, very helpful. Some of you might be traveling over the Thanksgiving break, and I'm not saying you have to set up appointments at colleges or whatnot, but even driving through to see, well, what does it feel like to drive 3 hours away if I decide to pursue college in Pennsylvania, in Connecticut, in what have you. So getting a sense of distance, right? Location, those kinds of things, that's really important. In the College and Career Center, as I said, it's a pretty bustling place. We've got a lot going on, a lot of publications that you can have access to as well. So every Friday we put together the Friday Flyer, and this is a news bulletin with events sponsored by not only the counseling department, but different colleges, different organizations, summer programs as well. So please be on the lookout. That's posted on the district website every week. Ms. Bonilla, one of our counselors, is our scholarship coordinator, and so she puts together a scholarship newsletter a couple times a year as well. That's posted on the guidance platforms also. So we have a lot going on, a lot to help out everybody in this room. We just need you to make sure that you're utilizing all your resources, asking questions when you have them. I say to my kids all the time, even my 6th grader, I'm not a mind reader. So if you've got something going on, let us know. We're here to help, okay? So have fun. I'm around if you have any questions, and make sophomore year a great one.
Thank you, Ms. Walsh. And Ms. Walsh does a great job with the College and Career Center. We host mini college fairs twice a year. We have on-site admissions from schools. We have college visits. So it is a very busy office and offers a lot of opportunities for our students here. So I definitely recommend checking it out and making sure you utilize all the resources that we do provide for you for this important step with, planning what you're going to be doing after high school. So we come to the part of our evening where we're going to have the breakout rooms to meet with your individual school counselors. And this is where they'll be able to answer any specific questions that you have regarding your child's academic program, post-secondary planning, and any tips and hints on what you should be doing now in 10th grade to help prepare for that particular important decision on what's going to happen after high school. And one of our goals here as a counseling team is we want to make sure that every student leaves Huntington High School with a post-secondary plan, whether it is going to college, whether it's going to trade school, whether it's going to the military, whether it's going to the workforce. We want to make sure that every student has an idea of what they want to do when they leave here and they graduate. So it's important to make sure that you engage with the school counselors to have those conversations so that they can provide you as much information and as much guidance as possible towards what steps you need to take in order to be prepared for when you leave Huntington High School. So we're going to have Dr. Ali. She's going to be in the cafeteria. We're going to have Miss Alviero, who's going to be in room 140. We have Miss Bonilla, who's going to be in 109. Mrs. Bernoni is going to stay here in the auditorium. We're going to have Miss Hernandez in 116. We're going to have Mr. Lashin in the library. And then we're going to have Miss Spillane in room 140 is twice. 141. So that concludes this portion of the program, and we'll have you meet individually with your school counselors, and we'll leave this up for you.